Right, welcome to part 3. And whilst we are waiting for the transformers to be wound, in fact, as I'm currently filming this, the power transformer has arrived here, but we're still waiting on both output transformers to come in. But whilst we're doing that, we need to make some progress on the chassis. Now, obviously it's getting a recap, it's getting some other bits and pieces done. The impedance switch, the plastic part has arrived, the actual selector, so that's now in. But what I've actually got to do is, you can see I've partly removed the board to get to the underside and start removing caps and things. But to be honest with you, because we're converting this to lead spec and I do want to give this somewhat of a clean up, I am going to fully remove the board. So I'm going to unsolder from all of the sockets, get the board out entirely, and then I can actually do a more of a thorough job. I am actually dedicating a lot of my own personal time to this because the customer is on a budget, but we do want to make sure that we end up with a really decent amplifier. And obviously, you know, I earn a little bit of money from YouTube, putting videos out, from monetization, stuff like that. So, you know, I can afford every now and again to help people out in that way. So we're going to get this board out. So I've already done all of the front side, but we now need to do this side as well. So it's unfortunately not as exciting to watch, although probably quite excruciating to watch, because, you know, working on a vintage amp and taking it apart as I am can be a bit cringeworthy just because of the state of it all. But I have fully documented everything, so I know where everything goes. So I can just come along and get desoldering, get everything out. Thankfully, these are quite easy to do, he says. I can't remember if that's the stripped one or if that's, yeah, so I'm going to have to, actually no, because I need to remove that other one anyway, so that's fine. On the lead, this this cathode is split rather than shared, so this has got to come off the socket anyway. Like that. And you know what, I'll just snip that. I hate left-handed soldering. Come on. Out you come. My initial plan was to not remove the board and just do the front. That's why I'd already done the front side. But as I've gone onto this and realised where I need to be and what I need to do, it's quite obvious that this needs to be removed if we're going to do it properly. So that's where we are, that's what we're doing. So we are getting there. Between filming part 2 and filming this bit now, it's actually been about a month. We're now mid-April, but for you guys it's obviously next day. But that's kind of where we are. Some of this old solder. Okay, so that's V2 out the way. Obviously I don't need to disconnect the heaters because they're remaining chassis side. So, sorry, I'm trying not to get my bald head in shot. Why has he done it that way? Oh, I remember, because the other transformer, so we can get that out as well. Right, okay. You know, if this amp wasn't in the condition it was, you'd never do this. You'd never ever be doing this level of strip down in your general line of work, basic servicing, stuff like that, maintenance. You just wouldn't do it. But here we are. That's going to be the same, so I'm going to redo that, but that's fine. If I remember to keep that, I can reinstall it. I'll stick that in a nice little pot in a minute. Right, 2 to go. Problem is, because of the state of this chassis, a lot of these solder joints are just full of dirt and grime as well. And you can really smell it when it comes apart. And then the green. There we go. Right, so that's the 3 preamps. We've now got, coming from here, screen supply. There we go. Now the black wire is from the choke, and that, I'm afraid, does need to come off from the board. But these resistors are going to get replaced anyway, so that's arguably not a problem. Cool, what's that solder made of? There we go. You felt it go. Keep that. So that's that done, and then it's these underboards that go to the output valve socket. So we'll start with this one, which is the HT fuse. Then we'll move that wire out of the way. We'll get this grid wire out of the way, pin 5 on V4. And then we've got grid wire, oh sorry, V5, this is V4. There we go. We're nearly there. Got the negative feedback wire here, this purple one. Off it comes. Then it's just these 3 remaining ones. We've got this, it's actually yellow, but it looks brown. We are recapping the amp, so that's going to have to come off anyway. We've got this blue wire down to the other lug. Come on. And then I think it's just this ground here. Half of this wire is very brittle, so it's probably going to need to be replaced. Right, is that the board? Big moment. It is. Look at that. So, one board. See, it's surprisingly clean on the underside. And I think we could get away with using some of the other holes to mount our new turrets to do the lead conversion. Fantastic, look at that. That is a very bizarre feeling. You remove boards on vintage Fenders a lot. It's a pretty common job that you do, but on Marshalls, rarely happens. So there we go. So I can now put this to one side and we can see what we've got going on. So that's our choke wire. And I did say we're actually going to get the choke tested, so I'm going to unsolder that. Or at least I'm going to test it. Right, so that's those done. Going to have to probably remove the output jacks. Got to desolder all the terminals on the impedance switch. This is the main switch, sorry. We're going to hardwire the impedance switch. Sorry, I should have said that. No, what am I talking about? Sorry. This is for the impedance switch. We're going to hardwire the mains. So now all of this can be worked on and come out. The IC conversion is quite crude, but it does work, so I might leave that in place. But you can kind of see what these things look like. See, I've already removed this can cap here, and I do have replacements. So the next job, probably going to be remove, let's get these out, shall we? In fact, is there any way? No, there's no point in me removing them in one piece. We'll just do that. Right, we'll get a flathead and get those off. Do I have my correct size socket? Or is it that one? It is that one. Pretty extreme, but you saw the amp when it came in. Right. Looks extreme now, but when it's all back together, you know, you will, I promise you, you will appreciate the work that's gone into this to get it back to a reasonable condition. So that's that one. A playing condition. Working order. Such a wild thing to be doing, honestly. All these terminals need cleaning up anyway, so that's coming out. Right, let's get the impedance switch off. I think the output sockets can actually stay in once. I'm going to remove all the old solder and redo all the connections properly. But isn't this wild? Absolutely wild. Remember, it's the nut. Is there a washer? No. Put that there. There it is, look. Right, impedance switch, keep that safe. Right, what's next then? Got some of the spacers for the output jacks. I can go in my little pot. Where are we then? What are we looking at? A bit of a mess. Okay, well, we're not getting those wires out unless I remove the choke entirely, which I don't need to. That grommet is still nice and supple, so that's good. This amp is just ridiculous. Okay, I guess I really should remove this as well. It will be going back into the chassis, it just won't be connected up internally. So that's got a lock washer on it. Dread to think what these are worth now. These original switches. It's a good thing we're doing, bringing this amp back from where it was. Right, okay, the other thing is, so the mains fuse is okay in terms of the holder, but the cap is broken. So we are going to have to, unfortunately, unsolder that, like that. There we go. I've yet to actually find a replacement one of these. I think I've got replicas in stock, but I don't think I've found an original. So if I can get an original at a reasonable price, then we'll go for that. If I can't, to be honest with you, as long as the fuse holder itself is okay, it's just the end cap. You can see how screwed up that is. I don't know if we'll ever get that out. But if I can, you can see it's chewed up, snapped off. It's a bit of a mess. But if I can just get the end cap and save this, then obviously we will do that. Let's have a think about this then. What have we got? So we've got our mains wiring tied in with our heater string. So that's our heater string. Our standby switch up here is the two reds, which come round, yeah, and the blue and brown live and neutral, which come from, oh no, hold on a minute. Oh, there's two blues and browns tied into here. Of course there is. Oh yeah, okay. Or is it blue and green? Anyway, I'll work it out. I've got enough documentation and stuff. Do you know what? I'm looking at this point and I'm thinking, why don't I just remove all of that and then I can give the chassis a proper thorough clean. It would not be too difficult. All of this has got to come out anyway. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. I'll kick myself if I missed something. These output sockets might need replacing. They are very worn out. So let's disconnect. See, because the heaters are already cut from here, from that link anyway, they can come out and I can add more in. So I don't feel too bad about doing this. I really don't. And I will put back as much of the original stuff as I can, providing it's serviceable. Okay. Oh, it looks like some of it's been spliced anyway. So can we get all of that out in one go? No, just that one as well, that yellow. There we go, look at that. That's better. I'm going to take this over to the other bench to get those out properly. Let's get the IEC out. Oh, that's seized in there. Tight. I'll work on that off camera, and that, and those. Right, we're going to stop that there. That's 25 minutes pretty much. I'll obviously edit it down a little bit, but you can see my plan of attack now. I mean, it's so dirty and scruffy in here that we're not going to get a good result if we don't do a bit of cleaning, especially where the grounds are, stuff like that. You know, there's some burrs that need cleaning up, bits and pieces. So it's a good thing we're doing, it really is. Yeah, it just looks quite extreme. Right, thanks for watching. More tomorrow.